and we are live on Facebook and on YouTube, chatting with real people doing real things extraordinarily. And if it's your first time tuning in, don't forget that I am on YouTube. And if you have not gone over to YouTube, please head over to YouTube, check out my channel, hit subscribe and the bell to get all of the latest content as soon as it is uploaded. I am so excited to crack open my little Prosecco over here with my beautiful, gorgeous, sexy mama, pinup girl, Millie
Szu-Moy, how are
Rose
you?
Mitchell. Girl, I'm great. How are you doing this fine, fantastic Friday?
I haven't stopped smiling since I got to San Diego. I'm great.
Yay! So we are cracking the look. I got my mini bottle for you for cheers.
I would have brought one, but I was running around trying to find Wi-Fi, so it's in my room. But the rum is flowing steadily here at Tiki Oasis, so I will definitely get one as soon as we're done.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. So I hope everybody is getting a great start to their Friday. So I'm super particular about Prosecco. I will tell you that it has to be served in the right glass. I've had Prosecco served in martini glasses, in cups, in mugs. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It needs to be served in the correct glass. So anyway, cheers to the weekend. So my pinup beauty, my rockabilly star over here. So tell us a little bit about yourself so that folks can get acquainted with you.
Sure. My name is, in the pinup world, Millie Rose Mitchell. In the real world, it's Joe McKay or Master Sergeant McKay. So yeah, I got a couple titles floating around there. I'm a 23-year Army combat veteran, still serving. I am a single mama. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I am heavily involved in the pop rockabilly and vintage lifestyle communities. That's kind of me in a nutshell.
I know, and I love it. I love it. And so, speaking of your service, and thank you for serving, Joe and I met way back in 2015 when you were competing for a different something or another, and
yes.
So was I. So we both were competing for Miss Veteran America way back in 2015, and that's how I met this gorgeous, wonderful lady. And it was surreal to have so many women, all 25 of us, sitting in one room, because I just didn't think that was possible, that there was that many female veterans out there besides myself. There's tons of us out there, but having us all in one room, all different services, was so freaking cool.
It was actually really cool too, not just meeting each other on the military realm, but meeting each other as women and discovering what our interests and passions outside of the military were. Yes. Women, and getting to combine sort of the hardcore nature of us and the soft and feminine nature of us all in one area and arena. That was a really cool moment for me. With that,
I know, and I will never. So I won't forget. I still have to talk about this though. I will never forget your gown that night. It was so gorgeous. It was this blue sequin ombre thing going on, and it was just so gorgeous. And I'm like, I need to take a picture. I have it somewhere. We'll have to post it later in the feed. But
it was vintage.
Yes, always gorgeous, always gorgeous. So speaking of vintage, you are a collector of fine vintage items. How did you initially get started into the pinup world and like in the rockabilly world, and what is that like?
Well, it's actually two different worlds. I started in the vintage world first when I was about 12 years old, and I was in a drama class, and I remember looking at what, with the costumes, but they were really like 60s and 70s clothing. And I remember going to ask my teacher, I'm like, can I have one of those? And she's like, please take them all. So I just started out with a bang, and I love the craftsmanship and the history connected to vintage, and vintage is what really led me to the pinup and rockabilly world. So when I was deployed to El Paso in 2017, I kind of wanted to see like who in the area might love the same things I do, like who loves the vintage lifestyle, who loves the old cars and the music and the clothes. So I started doing some digging and found a show called The Great American Rockabilly Riot. And I was like, what is this? There's people who get together who love this stuff. So that was like my first exposure into the world of pinup, per se, that contests existed. And I think I'd been to Vivo right after Miss Veteran America, so it was kind of like that whole era was sort of together. That's what sort of got me into the pinup community. It was really the vintage started first, which led me to the pinup and the rockabilly world. And these are like a heartbeat that question.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
And here's two.
Yeah, could you repeat it? What you just said?
The whole thing.
No, not the whole thing, just the last part.
Oh, was there a part B of the question that I missed?
So you were talking about, and that was how you started with the rockabilly something or another.
Oh, so yeah, when I was deployed to El Paso, Texas, I wanted to find other people who loved what I loved. So I discovered the Great American Rockabilly Riot. So pinup led to rockabilly and the classic car scene. So it was really kind of vintage started first, and it led to pinup. And so like the first was sold for vintage for 35 years, but pinup for 5 years.
So there are separate specific tracks for each of these things. So vintage is one thing, pinup is another thing, and rockabilly is another thing.
They
Yes?
are they lead together very different lifestyles, but a lot of the times they do kind of lead together.
So they kind of okay, so they kind of bleed into one another. So
Yeah.
so I love all of it. I love vintage. I love pinup. I think it's beautiful. I think it's just again that feminine side of just it's glamorous. It's gorgeous. What are some of the things that you have to do as we see right now? You are totally in full glam right now
Yes.
to prepare yourself. What are the things that you have to do to prepare yourself for a show or even just go out? Because I'm sure that, well, I mean, you have to wear the uniform when you have to go to work.
Yep.
However, when you're out and about, I'm sure you're still rocking it. So what are the things that you have to do just to go out? I mean, your hair alone must take like forever.
You know, it's you learn tips right away. When I first started, it would take hours to get ready because I would handcraft my hair and the outfit and the makeup. But after, 35 years of doing vintage wear and vintage lifestyle, and then 5 years of contests, you learn like little tips and tricks to make life easier. So this is like hair by Amazon.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's mine. I have the receipt. I own it. But it's actually a ponytail clip, a curly ponytail clip that's just clipped backwards and then finger rolled, pinned, and hairspray. So this is not actually grown out of my head.
Oh my
And
gosh.
these are just flowers I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just put clips on them and just clipped them into my hair. The makeup takes still work. And then, like picking out the outfit and all the accessories. For me, it's not so hard because I can just go in my closet and sort of curate an outfit. But for other girls who may not have the 35 years of collecting, they'll go and source outfits and look for just the right outfit based on the theme, based on the event, based on the location. So that can take sometimes weeks to months depending on what the situation is. But for me, I've got it down pat to about an hour.
Oh my gosh. So you can do your hair, makeup, and dress, accessories, whatnot, in an hour?
Yes. But again, it's been like 35 years. I mean, so just before birth.
Yeah. Well, that is impressive. I'm telling you, super impressive. Because I know I sat in wardrobe and hair and makeup for hours before I went on to set for some of like the gigs that I've done before, modeling and
Yes.
whatnot. And they're like the longest thing it takes is hair and makeup. And I'm like, and imagine doing it yourself and trying to get ready for like a competition. I can't believe that. Wow. All right. So you've competed and also have been judges, like a judge for some of these competitions. So tell us a little
Yeah.
bit more about that world, how the competitions work, the causes that are behind them, the fundraising, etc.
It's really diverse. It's actually an amazing community because what a lot of people don't realize about the pinup and the vintage community, classic car community, rockabilly, is almost always tied to some sort of advocacy. It's finding some organization help. So it does vary. The ones that are closest to my heart is Helping Hannah's Heart, which helps children and families who have children that are suffering with genital heart defects. Also, Final Salute Inc. still. And then veterans organizations, of course. So those are the three that I focus mostly on. But I mean, you name it, if there's an organization or a group or a person, even an individual in need, a lot of the focus it'll go to, I mean, it's really just vast and diverse. It really depends on the location and where your heart lies with it. But concepts are pretty, they change also, but their basic formula is pretty simple and standard. It's kind of like there's there's not a talent like this in Better America. Sometimes there are, but that's very rare. I have done a couple of those. But it's usually you'll enter the contest and to show up. Sometimes you register, sometimes you go on an online voting platform, and it's selected by an online voting and the masses first. So that process can vary. But once you make the stage, typically it's you curate your outfit to look into the vintage era or the theme that they've chosen, and you walk the stage and you do your classic pinup poses, something that sort of references like the Varga girl or the petty girl, so you on the side of World War II bomber, you like bring that as a light visually. And then you'll always get asked or have to present some speech because they want to know voice and style and grace, but you're also intelligent and able to provide some kind of logical public speaking and some kind of that you're able to talk on the fly, but also talk with some sense of intelligence and grace. And so then they'll go into the crowning, and then it's usually first, second, and third. It's kind of how most contests run. So it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Darren.
Awesome. So it's a lot of the it's the poise, it's the walking, it's the outfits, and then your presence and your ability to speak in public. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And what was your
that pretty much sums up. Sorry, that pretty much sums up the brunt of the basic recipe of pinup.
Awesome. And then, so you said, because I'm going to backtrack just a little. You said that there was 3 organizations. What was the first organization that that you were supporting? I know you said something with kids.
Helping Hannah's Heart Foundation.
Okay, Healthy Hannah's Heart Foundation. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, helping. They're out of Iowa.
Oh, okay.
They actually run 2 now, but it was 3 car shows annually to help their fundraiser, which started with butter. And every year they pick a family and they present them a check between like $9,000 and $10,000 to help them with financial struggles and the burdens of taking care of it. Sort of a lesson as they work with the family and assistance for medical care and bills and things of that nature. So it's a really amazing organization and amazing people.
Awesome. Okay, so we just found out some things. I was saying you are currently competing for Miss Texas, or not Miss Texas, I'm in Texas, you're in San Diego, Miss Tiki Oasis. Okay, so tell us about this competition and then what it entailed. If it's the same thing as before, it could be like, okay, it was posing, it was talking, whatever. But then you can also tell us what happened.
Okay, it's actually mixed Tiki Oasis now. So it's for Miss, Mr., or non-binary. So it's actually MX Tiki Oasis now. So anybody can enter. It's open to anyone, which is another huge part of our community. It's very inclusive, very diverse, and we're trying to let everyone know it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. It doesn't matter your age, your abilities, your color, your race, your nothing. Like, you're welcome here. Come here, have a good time, So they're really trying to make sure people know that. So this is mixed Tiki Oasis. And this was very similar to what I was saying. It was an online platform for this one. The girls entered, and then we were put into an online voting pool, and the girls with the highest votes, the top 10 girls, went on to compete on the stage here in San Diego for Tiki Oasis, which is one of the larger events in our community. So only 9 of us got to compete, unfortunately, because one girl unfortunately got COVID, and she's an amazing human being. So I can't wait for her to come back and be able to compete, but she wasn't here yesterday. The competition was yesterday. And then so we went on stage, we each had our turn to do some posing. We bantered with Elvez, who was our host. He's also he's called the Mexican Elvis. He's a performer in the rockabilly scene. He's amazing. We bantered with him, we answered questions, we did some posing, and then they announced the top 3 winners. So it was like I said, it's like the pretty standard recipe, other than the fact that this one is particularly inclusive.
Yeah, so it's MX. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
What happened?
Yes,
Cora Deluxe, who's a burlesque performer, and actually performed last night here, she took home second runner-up. Dakara Marie, she was named first runner-up, and then Millie Rose Mitchell was named Mixed Tiki Oasis.
Yay! 2022. Congratulations, girl.
Thank
That is
you.
amazing. So what
But
do
there
you
was
get? What
a
is
turn of
the
events.
crown and prize? What happens next?
Well, there was a turn of events
Okay.
because we all had a meeting prior to the contest to sort of share our mission, what we want to do with Tiki Oasis. And I really sort of fell in love with one of the girls' mission statements. And she ended up being first runner up. And so when I got the crown, I felt like she needed a chance to fulfill her mission, and I thought we could do it together beautifully. So I invited her to share the title. So there's actually two Mixed Tiki Oasis now, me and Dakar Marie.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that's you being amazing. Oh, wow.
So
I love it.
representation
So,
matters. She's the first woman of color to hold the title also. So it's kind of beautiful. She's also Oceanic, which represents the cultures that define Tiki and where Tiki was inspired from. She also identifies with the LGBTQ community. I identify with the veteran community, also those with disabilities. So I think together we can really do a lot of good and put a lot of good work back into this community and this world together as a team for Mixed Tiki Oasis. So we're really excited for the year we have ahead of us.
oh, fantastic. I'm excited for you guys. That is beautiful.
But what happens next? We did get a prize package, which I haven't dived into yet because it's been really busy. It was a whirlwind. We were like immediately whisked away for photo shoots and interviews and like there's events going on here all weekend. I'm still here at Tiki Oasis here in San Diego, so I can kind of see there's like the pool behind me.
Nice. I know we're all jealous. We're all jealous here in San Diego.
And then today we had photo shoots with all the prior queens, and actually last year was a Mr. Tiki Oasis, St. Aramis. So we've had females, males. We represent. I mean, this community is really like breaking the glass ceiling of representations. So
Awesome.
and then now we have queens. So we have a lot of duties ahead of us this weekend still, interviews and hosting and presenting. And then we'll find out through the course of the year kind of what direction we want to take it in, what the organizers want us to do. It's not just get your crown and sashes and head out the door. We will have a lot of duties and a lot of good we do. But ironically, they had two sashes because she ordered extra to case. Like one of them, like I don't know, it didn't show up or had problems with it. So they actually had two sashes, which was ironic. So I'm wearing my sash right now.
Oh, very cool. I love it.
Only one crown, of course, and this was Dakara's second year entering. So I'm like, you know what? She's been waiting this longer than I have. You can put the crown on Dakara. I'll wait for a second one. So she's actually wearing the crown right now.
Oh, lovely. That's so awesome. So congratulations to you and Dakara. Takara or Dakara?
Dakara, yeah.
Dakara, congratulations to you and Dakara on this great win and the year that you have ahead of you guys. That's fantastic. I freaking love all of it. You said multiple times how inclusive, especially the MX Tiki Oasis competition is, and just about this being your happy place and the community that embraces you and embraces clearly everybody else. How important is that to you?
Well, it's really paramount. I don't know that I could really be a part of a community in any facet of life that was exclusionary really to anybody. Because in my mind, it's like, as long as it's not illegal and you're not physically harming anybody, live your life and have a good time. That's kind of my motto in life. And also, hey, try anything once, twice if you like it or serves a purpose. So it's really paramount. I don't know that I could be involved in this community if it wasn't inclusive and diverse. And obviously, I mean, with the way of the world, there are pockets that still need work. There is still work to be done. We're not like a poster child where we've got it all together. We've got this figured out. There's still work to be done, but it's at least being identified and it's being worked towards, and voices are being heard, and representation is being seen. The battle's not won, but the battle is being fought and accepted.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much and congratulations again. I am so proud of you. It's so great to finally see you. It's Yeah, it's been forever. So it's just awesome just to see your face even on this platform. So it's amazing. But so you're gonna tell us what's next for Millie Rose.
Gosh, what's next for Millie Rose Mitchell? I still have a couple contests coming up, but I have been debating, kind of taking a step back from the actual stage contest portion. And once I retire from the military, which isn't anytime soon, I'm still sergeant major. So that's also a next for me. I'm waiting to get slotted for sergeant major's academy. But as far as pinup goes, I really like to start getting into some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not advocacy, not representation, but I really want to start helping people, like be a mentor of sorts in the pinup community. And of course, part of that is the inclusion talks and the diversity talks, but also the fun side of it too, which is the style and the preparations and the eras and the vintage and kind of the whole package of enjoying the scene. So I'd like to start getting into mentoring from that in some level, whatever that looks like. So as far as vintage goes, that's next for Millie. Sergeant Major's Academy for military, and my son's birthday is this week, so mom.
So many hats we wear, I tell you. Well, happy birthday
I'm gonna
to
take
your
one
son
flower
too.
off and put on another.
Yeah. Well, again, congratulations. We do wear so many hats. I'm so super proud of you and super grateful for all that you're doing in the community. So thank you. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would like to say thank you for having me, and I'm super proud of you and everything you're doing, and just highlighting who and what you consider to be people living their lives extraordinarily. So thanks for inviting me. That's an honor. But what else would I like to say? I guess I'll give a piece of pinup advice, and you can kind of take this with you in whatever realm of life you have. But I always tell girls, if you're gonna get into pinup, the best advice I can give you is before you ever set foot on the stage, and that's to be just as prepared to be excited and cheer for the successes of the person standing to your left and right as you would be for your own. Because if you can't have that mindset, you're probably not ready to compete yet. Because it's all competitive and fun, but it's never cutthroat. So take it with you in any walk of life. Love your neighbors, no matter who they are and what they love. And have a great time. See friends, make friends, and sunshine shenanigans.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And I love that you were able to give me some time. So I appreciate it. And like I love before I close to do with all of my guests, I like to do a just for fun speed round. So you ready to go?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're doing a just for fun speed round. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. The oldest vintage piece that you own.
1860s blue gown, black and blue. Some kind of silk DuPont.
Nice. Okay. How far have you traveled for a competition?
Ooh, Florida or California or Texas.
Gotcha.
Or
She's
Nevada.
like, okay, so I've been all over the U.S. All over.
Probably Japan in December.
Ooh, okay. We'll have to come back on that one, like later on in the year. Okay, so your favorite era for vintage?
Edwardian. 1810s.
Very nice. Okay. All right. Biggest contest you've ever entered and won?
That would probably have to be Moon Eyes and TK Oasis.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Very, very, I'm floored again. This woman, she's beautiful, she's amazing, knowledgeable, a mom, a veteran, and just killing it with this glamorous lifestyle. So I love it. And you make it look easy, and I know it's not. So you have got all those hats and all those eggs in the basket, and you're just like walking around going, try to crack me. You ain't gonna do it.
Here's one last tip.
So I appreciate
You always talk
again.
about work ethic. Rest ethic is just as important to a solid life balance. So make sure that you work on your rest ethic as much as you work on your work ethic.
Exactly. I agree. Yes, I agree. You have to rest, or else how can you be prepared to to just tackle anything that comes in front of you? So yeah, agreed. So I've got a Facebook user on here that says she is beautiful. Yes, you are. But we will definitely have to
I
find
appreciate
those
that.
pictures and we'll put it in the thread. If you have any other additional pictures that you have, definitely put it in the thread to let folks know and just to see your different pinup pictures and your Edwardian era and all your different things that you have going on. It'll be really fun. But I appreciate you again. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care and have a great weekend.
Thank you for your service too, Szu-Moy.
Mwah.